having trouble staying motivated and organized, and I think we all do from time to time, right? Productivity coach Clare Kumar joins us with some tips on, we struggle with this. Nice to see you, Clare. You're always so colorful. I love seeing you on camera.
Thank you. Nice to be with you.
Oh, thank you. All right, so why do people struggle with productivity? I mean, I'm sure there's so many factors at play here.
Well, our world has really stopped and started so many times in the past 2 years. It's been increasingly challenging to hold on to routines that might have worked for us, never mind start new ones, especially going through the dark half, which we're really coming out of slowly in the next month. So motivation is really a key part of it. But the reason routines are so important is they really can anchor the way we live. And if we can think about them in two ways, we need to think about planning and making time for them, identifying what they are, and also tracking them. And those two pieces, if we can have some tools that help us, that can help sort of minimize the need for motivation because we've actually made decisions and put supports in our world to help us keep us on track.
And that makes sense. You can see that when people are trying to schedule themselves, putting themselves on a new diet, a new food plan, right? They have to plan ahead for that. And anytime you plan, you usually will follow through, right? Versus waking up in the morning and not knowing even where to start.
Yeah, exactly. So, planning, you've got to have some kind of planning tool. Here's one. This is a Pierre Belvedere model from my friends over at Staples. They've got all kinds of supplies for planning and tracking. So whether you're using a paper planner, a bullet journal, which are all the rage, make sure you're capturing your intentions and relating them to time. That will help bring your focus to what you want to achieve. So use a planner. And then here's the other piece. I was totally averse to wearing a wearable. So I thought it would be uncomfortable. I'm a highly sensitive person. I thought it would be kind of like an irritating tag on clothing. It's not. I'm wearing this Fitbit Versa 2, also from Staples Canada. And it's so comfortable to wear. So blow my expectations out of the water on that one. But it becomes so useful. I use it especially to pull my focus towards something I need to remember. You don't need notifications on for email. You're never going to forget to check it. Right. But for example, for our discussion this morning, I had a little reminder and it just buzzes my wrist and it says, pay attention over here now. So you can use it and it's a very unintrusive, subtle tool, managing steps, managing heart rate, all of those kinds of things you can do to track what you want to do and help keep your routines really working for you.
That's a great idea. Now, you mentioned about you being a sensitive person. Let's talk about sensitivity and who falls under that sort of a window.
Yeah, would you believe it's 1 in 5 people? So the research came out in 1996. Dr. Elaine Aron wrote a book called The Highly Sensitive Person. And I've identified this about 6-7 years ago for myself and realized if you can understand more about the trait and how you relate to the world, which can, for highly sensitive people often be quite overwhelming, then you can be more successful and more productive. So I can give you a quick rundown on the key elements in the trait, if you like.
Yes, please do that.
Okay, so think of the acronym SEED. I want you to think of it as a seed within you that has all kinds of superpowers to unleash. There are also some challenges. So SEED stands for sensitivity to stimulation. We are the people who don't want too bright lights, too much noise, that irritating tag, that kind of thing. We are also great at noticing because we pick up on the subtle cues, a facial expression that kind of gave us some side eye. We'll know when things are off. Right. There's 2 E's, empathy and emotional reactivity. So empathy is we can feel what others are feeling, and that makes us great leaders. Emotional reactivity, we have to be careful with this one because we feel, we notice, and if we're not careful, we might express in perhaps not a constructive way. And D is for depth of processing. We are your chief noticers. That comes back to the sensitivity to stimuli. But it's also possibly stepping into analysis paralysis and overthinking.
Right.
So really understanding where the strengths are and celebrating and standing in those and working towards getting over the challenges is really powerful for the sensitive person.
Wonderful. Such good information, Clare. I know people can go onto your website, clarekumar.com, and find out more information on how to make your space productive for you. And if you factor in everything you just said and really think about who you are as a person, you can help make yourself more productive. And that's from kids to adults alike, right?
Correct. Yeah, everyone needs a happy space. So have a look for that on the website and you'll find out more.
You're the best. Thank you so much for coming on the show again. And again, people can also go on to chch.com and find all the information they need to get to Clare. That's it for now. Have a good day.